Hello guys, today we're going to be working on a Ram ProMaster 2500. We'll be doing an oil change and an oil filter replacement. So what you'll need is the motor oil, the oil filter, the wrench, a socket wrench set, typically between 13 millimeters and 15 millimeters, the oil pan, the funnel, some rags and paper towels to keep your mess clean, some jacks, depending on your car. Luckily for me, I won't be needing them, and gloves. These gloves are optional, but throughout the film, you'll see how dirty my hands get from touching the car. Alright, so we'll start off by parking the van at level surface, and if you're just running the car, I recommend leaving the car to cool down for at least 30 minutes or more, because the car can be extremely hot and very dangerous to get close to. Alright, so we'll start off by opening the hood. The hood lever can be found between the driver's door and underneath the steering wheel. Alright, once you flip it, you'll head off to your hood, and then you'll see that's not open all the way. So you have to find a switch that's usually in the middle. And once you stick your fingers through, you'll have to either flip it upwards or flip to the side. And once you do that, it will come right up with no issue. Most cars, oil plug is very easy to locate. Once you find it, you'll insert your oil in there, and it also tells you what type of motor oil you'll need for your vehicle. And we're going to remove the oil cap because we'll need to release any pressure that is trapped when we drain the oil. So now that we're underneath the van, you'll see that I begin to remove the oil plug. I picked a socket that's a perfect fit. I always try to go with the smallest possible socket because if done incorrectly, I can strip the plug and make it way more difficult to remove. Alright, now that I picked up my socket, I grab my wrench and I begin to spin the plug counterclockwise. As it begins to loosen, I bring over my oil pan and finish removing the plug by hand instead of using my wrench. This way I won't lose the plug or drop it in the oil pan by accident. As we wait for the oil to drain, I want to talk about how you can get accurate information about your vehicle in case the labels under the hood are faded or unreadable. Personally, I like to go to my nearest AutoZone. When I get there, I just give them my car's basic information: the model, the make, which is the manufacturer of your vehicle, and the year it was made. Once they have that, they can look up exactly what kind of oil, filter, or any other parts you may need. It's a quick way to double check your specs and make sure you're using the right stuff for your engine. And just a little bit more background about me. I've been changing oil for my parents for about 3 years now. I mean, it's very easy to do. My father taught me, and it's probably one of the most important things to know as you grow up as an adult. Now that all the oil is out, I'm going to quickly clean up any excess oil that is outside with a paper towel, and now spin the plug in clockwise this time. Make sure that it's not too loose that any oil can spill, or not too tight that I won't be able to take it out next time. Next, we're going to clean the dipstick with a paper towel and stick it back in to double check that all the old oil is drained. This is a precaution to make sure we're starting fresh. Once that's confirmed, we'll grab our funnel and place it into the opening where the oil cap was. Now, we're ready to start pouring in the new oil. Make sure the oil you're using matches with your engine requires. I decided to go with a high mileage formula because this van has a lot of miles on it, but you can choose based on what is best for your vehicle. Here I was just double checking there was no oil spillage when I was refilling the oil. Next, the oil filter is located near the oil pipe or sometimes underneath the vehicle, depending on your engine layout. I'm going to use a wrench to remove the filter. It might take a little force, so make sure your grip is solid. Once the filter is off, I'll swap out the rubber band, also called the gasket, and the filter itself. The old filter goes straight into a waste bag to keep things clean and avoid spilling of any leftover oil. Always double check the old gasket didn't stick the engine before installing the new filter. Next, we're going to move on to removing the oil from the oil pan. Using a funnel, carefully dump the old oil into empty containers that once held your new oil. This makes it easier to transport and keep things clean. When disposing of used oil, do not mix it with anything else. No coolant, brake fluid, or other chemicals. It is illegal to pour oil down your drains or throw it in the trash. Instead, take it to your local household hazardous waste center or an auto parts store like AutoZone or O'Reilly. Most of them accept used oil for recycling free of charge. That would be all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Most importantly, I hope you guys learned on how to do an oil change and learned how to correctly dispose of oil. If you guys liked the video, please subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.